Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 180, another upper body session, and 180 days marks pretty much halfway through a year. So I've been doing this for like almost half a year. You know how I am with numbers, and I'm not really sort of a big fan of, making a big deal out of certain numbers like 100 or 200 or, 180, 365. But it just, sometimes I clock and it's like, oh crap, I've been doing this for quite a while now. This is probably the most consecutive days I have been working out every day for in my entire life. I actually remember when I first started getting into the gym, I must have been like probably 19, just finishing uni, and I actually dropped out of uni after the second year, but I wasn't sure what to do with my life, and I was like, I just really want to get into fitness and like training, and I hear all these stories of people that train every day, and when people train every day, they get really good at it, or you do anything every day, you get really good at it. And I made this sort of resolution, I'm just going to work out every day for 90 days. And I made myself a habit tracker. So I got an A4 piece of paper, divided it up into like 90 different squares. It might have actually been 2 pieces of A4. And I put it on the wall of my bedroom so that every single time I walk past it, and I basically put like a question at the top, one word question. It just said workout and then question mark, like have you worked out today or not? And it just makes it so simple. Very, very simple methods like this really help you to build habits. It's very, very easy to remind yourself, because every time you see it, it's very visual. It's an easy cue for you to understand, like a piece of paper on your wall, it's at eye level, you can't miss it. So you can't really hide from the fact that you haven't done the workout today. So obviously now I don't need anything like that. I've got this YouTube channel. I'm accountable to, over 1,000 people now that are subscribed to this channel. So it would be, kind of silly if I didn't work out every single day. Besides the fact that this channel's name is obviously the main thing that I do with this channel is called Athletic Everyday. So it's not very necessary for me to have like a workout tracker on that, because when I upload these videos, this is essentially the habit tracker. But going back to what I was saying, I think it can be useful to have a habit tracker if you're initially trying to get into the habit of training regularly, because it reminds you to do it. And when you see those X's building up, or the ticks or whatever it is that you use to track your progress, and then you start to look back over it, you get a week's progress under your belt, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And then you look back over all those X's, it's almost more difficult to not do a workout than it is to just do one, because you're breaking the chain. If you've got any kind of like OCD or any kind of slight appreciation for, building up a chain of doing things every single day, then actually breaking it would be very difficult. So it's like, I've got to do it. Even if it is just like a mediocre, lackluster workout, then, at least I've done that. 180 days. It's good. Let's get another 185 and we'll get it to a year. Then we'll see where we're at with progress. Speaking of progress, pretty standard workout today, but I did hit a new rep PR for the strict form muscle up. So for those of you that do remember, a couple weeks back when I was doing a workout in London, I did get 10 muscle ups in a set, but they definitely weren't strict form muscle ups. That bar was too slippery. I wasn't able to get false grip on it. But I was able to do sort of like kipping muscle ups, where I'd sort of swing my hips and swing my knees up and over. So today I was able to get 8 strict form. The way I would define strict form is that you're not excessively kipping to come over the bar. You're utilizing mostly upper body strength and a tiny bit of momentum from the lower body, while keeping that sort of straight and tight, mostly hollow body position, as opposed to like a CrossFit kipping. The other end of the extreme would be that CrossFit kipping muscle up that you see CrossFit athletes do to get as many reps in as possible. And I was able to get 8 strict form muscle ups today on the straight bar, and I think I can definitely attribute a majority of that to obviously doing muscle ups 3 times a week. But I think one of the biggest factors is putting that athletic tape on the bar and chalking up my hands so that I can really make the most of that false grip. I'm going to keep on harking on about this because, the more people that can see this, the more people can get better at muscle ups. If you have false grip and you know how to use false grip, and you've got a bar that you can use false grip on, like a decently sized bar, not too thick, not too thin, your muscle ups are going to improve so much if you can do that. For those of you that are still working on muscle ups and you want to improve and optimize your muscle up form, use false grip. False grip is going to fix it for you. False grip and chalk, and then false grip and something that's going to mean that your hand doesn't slip on the bar. That's going to make it so much better for you to be able to get better muscle ups. If you've got a wooden bar or a bar that has like really good grip, make sure that you use that. So that was good. Then also front levers, just basic 3 sets, working on negatives and also holds. I did a hold for the first set, but the camera cut out because I ran out of space and memory on my phone. But yeah, 3 sets, decent progress. Handstands were going okay, sort of experimenting with a combination of the hollow body, like strict form, and the sort of slightly less strict form, but still maintaining the hollow body, like having my feet a little bit further back. So instead of being completely perpendicular to ground, pointing my feet straight up towards the sky, I'm sort of allowing myself to find that balance point in the middle there somewhere. And using the wall as support is also very useful with your chest facing the wall. So that's good. And then lastly, finished up with some ring tricep dips with a turnout, and then also some extra wide ring tricep dips. And I supersetted that with some single arm barbell rows. Now, I don't actually have access to dumbbells. I don't think you need them personally. I think if you've got the facility to do this, I mean, there's some things that are useful to have dumbbells for, but I'm not going to buy a bunch of dumbbells just for no reason, when I can just do this with a barbell. So yeah, single arm barbell rows are very useful if you've got the stability to hold the bar almost parallel to the floor. I wanted to get some horizontal pulling motion in, and what I like about single arm horizontal pulling, so basically single arm rows, is that you can get that rotation in the torso as well. You can get that rotation of the shoulders where you pull one shoulder further back than the other, and then you also let it rotate further forwards. So that's helping you to train in that transverse plane a little bit as well. So you're getting a little bit of rotational strength, I guess you could say, rotational power. Something that is often something you can't do with bilateral or double arm barbell rows, or ring rows or whatever it is. This rotation aspect is very useful for building a more, I hate to say it, but functional capacity of the upper body to produce force. So that's why I wanted to incorporate these, because I haven't done any single arm rows or haven't done any horizontal pulling in a little while. Interesting point, actually. If you want to improve the form of your rows, don't try and think about rowing the bar in a straight line. You actually want to be rowing in a curved bar path, because that is the direction that the muscle fibers of the lats actually run. They run adjacent to the torso. They don't run perpendicular to the torso. So if you want to optimize your form on barbell rows or single arm dumbbell rows, then make sure you use that curved bar path to get more out of the exercise. And lastly, just finished up with some weighted neck flexions and extensions. And that is pretty much it for today's workout, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in the next workout.